Okay, this video is to show you how to do it's a 12 petal flower, well 12 petals around the outside and then 12 on the in the middle, and then it's going to be 6 on the inner inside there. This is for the flower that I used for pattern number 34 that goes on to the Baby Waves cocoon and hat and headband there. I've already got the first 3 rows done. This is chain 4 ring right here, and then 12 double crochet in that ring, and then 2 double crochet in each one of those. So I've got 12 stitches here, 24 stitches here, and for this flower I do count the chain 3 turning chain as the first stitch. So I've got 12 stitches here, 24 stitches in the second row. This third row I did chain 3, skip 1, slip stitch, chain 3, skip 1, slip stitch all the way around. Gives you 12 chain 3 spaces there. So the outer edge is going to have 12 petals on it. And I'm going to show you how I do those petals here. Okay, I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain 3 space there. Then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do a single crochet, a half double, and I am using American terms here, half double, double crochet, and then I do this just to make a little point at the edge of my petals. I chain 1 and then slip stitch in the top 2 loops of that last double crochet made. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I just do it to make a little point there. Then I'm going to do a double crochet, a half double, single, and slip stitch all in that same chain 3 space, and that's making the first petal there. And I'm just going to do that in every one of these. Slip stitch into the next one, chain 1, do my single crochet, half double, double, chain 1, slip stitch in that around the post of that top of that double crochet, then double crochet, then half double, then single, and then slip stitch. And you just keep doing that all the way around for this first petal row, and I will show you what to do when we get to the end of this row. Okay, we're at the end of this first row of petals here, which is actually row 4 of the flower, and you can see how that little chain stitch and slip stitch makes a little knob at the end of the petals there. Just kind of gives them a little point there. Okay, at the end of this row I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come down into this second row of double stitch there. This is the second row of the flower. That's my chain turning chain at the beginning of that second row. I'm going to go into the next stitch there, and I'm going to do a slip stitch around that. And then I'm going to chain 3. Yep. Hopefully. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna, let's see, it's kind of hard to see there. That's where the double crochet that I did the first slip stitch in. I'm going to skip the next one, go into the next one, do a slip stitch around that, and then I'm just going to keep going around this row like that. Skip the next double crochet, slip stitch around the next one, and just keep doing that all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, we're at the end of this first row for the middle petals. I'm going to do a slip stitch. I went ahead and tried to find that stitch. I'm going to slip stitch into that first slip stitch of this same row here to join this at the end of this row here for your petal bases for the inner middle petals there. Okay, then I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain 3 space, and I'm going to do exactly the same, the petals exactly the same way as I did for the outer ones there. I'm going to chain 1, single, half double, double, chain 1, slip stitch around that top part of the last double crochet made, another double, half double, single, and slip stitch. And I'm just going to do that in every one of these chain 3 spaces in the middle section there, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, at the end of the inner petals, or the middle petals rather, for this flower, we're going to join the color B yarn in the center there to do the inner petals there, and I'm using this turquoise color here so you can see it a little bit better. And we're really going to do the same thing like we did for those middle petals, but I'm just going to pick a stitch anywhere there, go around it, try not to get in those top loops there, but just go around the post of it there, and well, if I can do it without getting it tangled up. Okay, let's try that again there. Just gonna pick a stitch there, go around it, do that slip stitch there, and then chain 3, skip the next stitch, slip stitch around the next one, just like we did for the middle petals there. And really you do this inner row the same as you do the middle row. I'm just going to chain 3, skip 1, slip stitch all the way around. Should give you 6 petals there, and then you just do the inner petals the exact same way that you do the rest of them. Then I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, we're at the end of this base row for the inner petals. I'm going to do, like I said, do the same thing that we did for the other petals. I'm going to slip stitch into that next chain 3 space, chain 1, do a single, half, double, double, chain 1, go in that top part of the double crochet and slip stitch, another double, half, single, and then slip stitch. Just make you another little petal like the other ones, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, once you get to the end of that row, just join with a slip stitch and finish off. And I like to finish off leaving a long strand there so I can use that strand to sew the flower on whatever I'm putting it on, whether it's a headband or the cocoon or whatever, a dress. And then I just put a little button in the middle. I don't have one with me right now, but for the cocoon pattern that I have this on. I use a heart-shaped button in the middle of it. And that's your flower. Thanks for watching.